So you guys are essentially in a kind of strange situation. You've kind of hiked up a mountain, this hill of sorts, this kind of pseudo mountain, what do we call it? And you've landed yourself in a interesting circumstance. You guys can either continue kind of further up the hill, or you can enter this cave you've kind of walked up to, or more so climbed up to. Past this, it kind of evens out a little bit, but this is definitely kind of a notable position, and in your minds, all of you kind of like, this could reasonably be where we saw a dragon in the distance, albeit could also, given like the kind of snowy nature for the area and everything, it could be that like it might have been a little farther north, but given what you know on the relative to Sardonyx's map, this likely it's going to be not too much up until you get to the whatever the temple on the top is. So yeah, that's where we're starting, and that's the decision you gotta have to make. As in whether to enter here or continue for up.
All right, who's feeling adventurous?
I'll give you access to Nora's sheet.
Jev's gonna go forward a little bit and start peeking in here.
Okay, Jevavu, I would like you to roll a perception check.
Okay. Sorry, hang on. Let me get my character sheet up real quick. Can anybody see what's going on, or into that other opening?
I can.
Come on. 4.
Bro can't see shit.
There's more cave this way. That much is clear.
Okay, with a 4, you're not quite. You feel like you might have seen something, but you're not really sure if you really did at all. It's not that you like places is super quiet per se, but like there's definitely like icicles and things here and there, and you know as you kind of moved in, you knocked some down a little bit. So, sorry, I'm not gonna say you knocked them down per se, but they definitely like as the wind kind of blows along them, they make a little noise, like clanging together. So it's possible you heard something in there, but it could also just be this place is empty. It seems uncertain, to be honest, if you have no clue.
I think I'm gonna make my way back to the entrance.
Okay, Snowcap, were you stealthing?
Yeah.
Okay, I think that's reasonable for me to at least have gone to that extent. Okay. In that case, to be even if because you didn't save it prior, it's fair to assume you would. Roll stealth to determine to see if what happened here. Okay.
Damn!
You're good. You kind of snuck around here, and you see in the corner of your eye, portions of a clearly draconic creature. Perhaps a literal dragon. It's big, but it's not that big. Like, it's bigger than you. It's around roughly the size of a pretty big ogre. But it's, you know, obviously it has a different body plan, but it's not, like, huge.
And I see... Oh, there's some other things I can see on the battle map from this angle.
Yeah. You also see quite a few other creatures. You can see back, and you can see several much smaller dragon-like creatures that also don't seem to notice you, who have like they don't have wings, They look a little ravenous, but also look like they might be I'd say that you would recognize at the very you wouldn't know for certain, but you could probably make the guess that this might be a true dragon. It wouldn't be too hard. It could be a wyvern. You're not certain, but I would say that you would recognize these creatures as guard drakes, and you've seen them before. Some people will have guard drakes as pets. They're not the most usual thing, but given you live in unusual parts, I mean, sometimes you see adventurers or other people from your clan kind of having such things. It's not necessarily common in your village, but you do know that there was someone in the sister village of your clan who had one, as in Aslog.
I can also see this
And
guy.
past that, there is very clearly a creature that is, well, if you had been in the party much longer, you might have a different take on it than the standard person. But since you haven't, it's relatively clear that whatever it is, it's some kind of elemental. It seems a little odd to have something like that in here with the dragons, but you know, maybe it's just an elemental that serves them. It has a almost wispy, odd form to it. It's definitely like icy, but there's something to it that makes it a little different than just a regular ice elemental. However, luckily, you are in a position where none of those creatures see you. What is the rest of the party doing?
I'm gonna head back.
It's becoming clear to you that this is could be a particularly tense situation. Heading into here, whatever may be here, could be pretty bad. It's also possible, given the angle that Draught went, that they might have ended up here. If that is the case, there's a decent possibility Draught might be dead, but maybe they fought through here. Albeit you don't see a lot of corpses, so who knows?
Guys.
Yeah.
There's a dragon about the size of an ogre. There's some guard drakes and what appears to be a big ice elemental. From what I could see on the other side.
That doesn't sound very good, now does it? Alright, well what are we gonna do?
To open the door, we, need that, that dragon's heart. But
So we need to kill a dragon.
I have an idea. If you find a way to, like, I don't know, lure a guard drake, then we can just kill the guard drake and not have to deal with the big dragon.
Okay.
Could work.
Too much. I have a quick question. Jevavu, are you trying to be kind of quiet or not too much?
Now I am.
Okay.
Maybe not like super when I was like moving along here, but once I saw Snowcap come back, I probably started to get a little quiet.
Okay.
I'm not like stealthing though.
Okay.
We could try to, like, collapse one of the entrances to the cave.
Jevavu, I would like you to. Sorry, what's your passive perception, Jevavu?
Not good. Something like 11.
Okay.
11. Yes.
Okay, in that case, I would like you to roll another perception check.
Okay.
Okay, yeah, you don't notice anything. It likely might be that whatever, like, from your perspective, whatever Snowcap saw was in that area. This cave you're kind of looking into, is, I mean, given you can't really hear much at all, it's entirely possible there's like nothing in this part. I mean, or just the creatures are really quiet, but you don't. If there's anything near you, you have no new knowledge of it. You can't hear anything kind of stir or anything.
Yeah, Yagram, do you have Yagram, Sardonyx, do you have any opinion on blocking off one of the cave entrance, probably the one I just came from?
I mean, part of me is thinking whatever's down here is most likely going to hear it, and it's not going to be very happy about it. On the other hand,
But then there's only one way it can come from. It cannot flank us.
That is very true. Very
And
true.
it is likely a dragon would not be able to come down this path.
I mean, if it's a den for a dragon, it's going to be fit for a dragon. That's a problem. I would say first we do a little bit of scouting ahead. Just get an eye for everything. Because right now we're just dipping our toes in it. Not
I mean,
really
I did
doing it.
scout the other end.
How deep?
Deep enough to see clear to the other side of the cave.
Okay, well, then I'll go with whatever you think is best.
My suggestion is that we block off the other side, maybe cause like some kind of collapse or something.
I feel like that would be best in that case. Any of you got ideas of how to do it?
That seems doable. Well, we must either collapse it from the inside or from above.
Well, we have to collapse it safely. There's no use if one of us gets trapped underneath. Then we've lost one and alerted the rest of the den.
Maybe.
What we could do is we could make it unstable. Unstable for anything big to traverse through it.
Okay, that's a great idea.
Crack the
What's
walls, put some
Or
damage in the roof.
Yes, or set some kind of trap.
Kind of like what is like this like fit like kind of like cave thing made out of?
What is this made of? I'd say there is a lot of stone, but also there's a decent amount of snow and ice kind of compiling this place. I would like you to do your choice of a nature or arcana check. Snowcap. Okay, you can tell that the composition and structure of this place, like well, not even that really. The amount of frozen material and the way it's kind of constructed around this is kind of odd. Now, especially out here, like, these are big blocks of ice. Clearly, it's entirely possible that, and I'm gonna use terminology that Snowcap might not know, but or they might maybe, but geomorphologically, these might not be normative construction or like normative not quite geologic patterns, but like normal glaciation that you would see. Given that, it's possible. Well, let's frame it this way: this space is clearly influenced by a magical force, and you could probably tell that it's been clear so far that it seems it kind of is. It still gets you're pretty far north, and some winters come earlier than most. But this area, especially here, feels like the amount of snow and ice here around this cave is clearly influenced by non-normal climatological circumstances.
So,
Especially on here, like this is a lot of ice that doesn't feel like it would normally be here.
Would it be safe to say that around this entrance, a lot of the rocks and stuff are being held together by ice and snow?
Yeah, especially over on this side. Here, it's a little more natural, albeit there's a lot of snow.
Yeah.
Like, not as in ice holding together stuff here, there is a bunch of snow over on this side, though. You could probably, like... Actually, what I'd say over around here is there's a huge amount of snow and potentially ice deeper in that, if melted, likely might push these rocks off, versus this whole, like, wall is ice.
I have an idea how to cause the collapse. Okay. So I think we like around, and I kind of like, here, I'm like, we should start a fire, which will start to melt the ice. This will cause the rocks to become unstable and collapse in.
Like here.
Yeah, around there. No.
We would need quite a big fire.
Is it
Any of us know any
possible-
fire smells?
It's possible Sir Andre might have a couple in his arsenal. I'm just unsure if a fire would suffice this.
Okay. I have a quick question. Is everyone focusing around the cave? Or is anyone doing anything else? There's a reason. I'm trying to be vague about the statement because I don't want to just give it on to you.
I would say Jakob was probably keeping an eye on the going deeper into the cave. Like he wants
So
to
they're
make sure they aren't-
focusing. Okay, so they're looking deeper into the cave.
Uh,
Is anyone looking in any other directions?
Jevibu's looking like kind of like around here. Probably like up to see if there's like any like bigger boulders that could be like easily maneuvered
Okay.
into this position,
In that case, roll a
or like something good that would like something that would potentially cause like a avalanche.
roll a
to-
nature check.
Okay.
Okay. And is that okay? And everyone else is kind of trying to working with Snowcap per se. Is
Seven.
correct, or is there
Yeah.
anyone who's doing any other? Let's say.
Damn,
looking
I
at-
have higher
I would-
nature.
I would
than
probably say
actual-
Nornalis is most definitely like around with Jefferpool on the side looking.
Okay, but he's not. Okay, let me rephrase. Oh, I don't want to. Okay, I'll just give it away. Is anyone looking out down the valley? Is what I should say.
Like this way.
This. Yep. Is anyone looking outside the
Yeah.
cave at all?
Nornalis. Nornalis is not looking in the cave.
Okay, fine. I didn't want to just sit for it because I didn't want to kind of give you, because by me even saying that implies that something could be down there. Okay, in that case, what is Normalis's passive perception?
18, I think.
18.
Okay. In that case, I would say Normalis would see something. And yeah, actually, given the circumstances, I think they can get an idea of it. Normalis sees all the way out. Actually, I'm going to rephrase this. Let me get this into an easy way to explain this. Normalis, you guys are assumedly around here. It's hard to tell how accurate the specifics of this diagram are. Down here, where the pit was in the horn, Normalis sees what assumedly is a hag, fly out from the hole in a essentially looking to be on a broomstick of some kind. Given your location, you guys are pretty far away, and it is it's not you're not necessarily a mile away, but you guys are up pretty far up, and an angle that makes this almost hard to see even. But Nornless notices it, and it seems to be that the thing flies a little bit in your direction, like up the stairs, and then, due to the angling, becomes not easily visible. And then Nornless loses them. Or at least possibly just the angling. It seems that it looks to be that's what happened, but it's possible they could be non-visible due to other circumstances. It is a bit snowy out. Albeit Nornless's vision is quite well. With that in mind, I'm gonna get back to the rep. There you go.
Hey, Nornless, do you know any, I don't know, anything to create a big fire?
Better question, does anyone know heat metal?
Mm,
I'm Nornless, and I believe that I have the means to do fire. It's something
that
we can
is
all do.
that
That is
is
The
not
power
that is
of knowledge and matches.
that is. Oh, he's going to
That's
be
crazy.
watching this.
That's
Oh
crazy.
no.
I also have a torch, but I also possess magics that might be able to do such a thing. Let me think. I have firebolt, but that would be a not effective way of lighting a fire, I'd say. It would probably cause a noise because it would hit something too.
Nonetheless.
We don't care if it causes a noise. We're trying to melt this area to cause a
Yes,
collapse.
but it won't be. It would be just a single firebolt to would not melt anything significant. I'm saying as a way to light something on fire that would be more significant.
Do you know heat metal?
Let me think.
He does not.
I was gonna say meta-wise, is it first or second level? I think it's second level. No, I'm sorry. I don't. I've seen some people
I
use it in
need
the
you
past,
to
but I don't have heat
stop.
metal. I'm sorry.
Nona sounds sophisticated, somewhat old.
Oh, you have to understand. I do not possess the wondrous spell known as heat metal currently. I wish I did, but times just aren't abound right now, I guess. But it's not something I personally focused on, to be honest with you. It's a particular spell that some find useful, but I just, the idea of it's often used
Maybe-
for questionable
wait.
things or immorally.
Okay.
Immoral,
What if we
right?
You
can
could just-
cause an in-cave collapse? No?
Yeah, we could just use firebolt to cause an cave collapse from the impact.
What about mold earth?
This is songs I'm being with your suggestion.
Or earth tremor.
I mean, there's rocks.
Are we sure we want to cave in this part?
I was thinking of caving in this part because it's easier with the melting of the ice. But if we are gonna do the earth method, we can do we can do this area.
I would like okay. Let's see, you guys are close. Sardonyx and Yagram, you guys are both being quiet, right?
Yeah.
Roll stealth checks. We're gonna determine how quiet you guys are.
Okay.
As in not just whispers, but like anytime you walk or examine something, you guys are walking on ice and snow, which sometimes can make noise, so. Okay. Yagram, you're doing pretty decent in terms of your footwork and other things. Sardonyx, it's not perfect. You're definitely, a lot of the conditions make it, hard to make too much noise, but your feathers sometimes seem to glance or more so slide against some of the icicles, make a slight noise. It's not a thing that has happened maybe 2 or 3 times in the last minute, but it's not too bad. But it's definitely noticeable. Oh wait, no, I'm sorry. Let me ask. Are you still I forget. You don't have your feathers out, do you? Sorry, you don't have your wings out, do you?
No.
Okay, no. Wait. As in, sorry. Do you have a cloak on? Or
Yes. I never
okay,
took off that
covering?
cloak.
Okay, sorry. When I say cloak, do you have a thing that wraps or prevent your wings from easily coming out? Okay, I guess.
Yes.
And they're not just like floating at the bottom; they're like fully covered, right?
Yes.
They're not sticking out. Okay, in that case, your like footwork, you kind of might have like stepped on a bit of like ice that kind of cracked a little bit. Not too bad. It's very minor sounds, especially given this environment has a lot of snow, so it can distance things. But you definitely made some noise, but it's not much.
Alright, so based on the third clue, we need to kill the dragon, carry its heart to the top, find a statue of some sort. In Snowcap, you said you saw a dragon in here?
It's dragon and guard drakes. I'm pretty sure if we kill guard drake, that might work, and will probably be a lot less difficult.
Hmm.
I have the feeling that that thing is going to be able to differentiate.
Indeed, this entire place is magical. And considering that
I mean, a guard drake is a dragon. No reason it shouldn't count.
I mean, it's a weaker version of it. It's like saying you want the heart of a wolf and you give it a dog's heart. You know, technically it's right, but...
No,
really.
it's not right.
What's a descendant? A weaker version.
I'm gonna let you choose.
Nah, it's like asking for the heart of a dire wolf and just getting a normal wolf heart.
Okay. Yakram, could you roll a 1d100 for me?
I'm terrified, but sure. Oh no.
Okay. I was using this to determine something that wasn't too spooky. I'm gonna say that Yagram, you have in your travels have actually seen plenty of draconic creatures. You've seen some wyverns here and there, and over time you learned what wyverns properly were. You've seen a guard drake once or twice. They're not the most. Some people have them as pets, but they're not the most common thing. And you've seen a true dragon once. It was a while ago, but you did see what was you were told was a I would say a brash dragon once a while ago when you were kind of way prior in your travels. I would say close to the Ever River, which is a big river that goes down, and even like the capital of Alton Kingdom, Alton Wit, is right by it. But you haven't been to Alton Wit, obviously, that's really far away. But it was near that river, and you traveled by that river before.
And that would give me the wisdom to know that a guard drake would not work?
You know that in terms of majesty and intensity, a guard drake is maybe draconic. It's a draconic creature, maybe technically a dragon broadly, but it's not a dragon. A true dragon is something that is beyond. It is a
So the dog analogy was
normal
actually right.
primal creature. Or not even primal. It is the like master class of creature. Not necessarily, but it can be viewed that way and not be too wrong. Dragons are really, really up there.
Okay. Look, I'll say this very clearly. The difference between a god drake and a regular full-blown dragon is monumentally different. Whatever that thing wants with a dragon heart, it's gonna know that's a dragon heart. And I'll be very honest, that door tells me it wants dragon blood, I'm gonna give it a dragon. I'm gonna give it dragon blood. It swallowed Draught. I don't know where the fuck he is. So God knows what else that thing is going to do to us if we give it full.
I mean, if it took Draught and it doesn't consider it a dragon, then maybe it won't consider a guard drake a dragon.
Cool.
Especially if it's an adult. No. Draught's a kobold.
Okay. By the way, by this point, I think Norlis would have mentioned. Oh yes, there was a down below. I did see a hag of sorts, but I don't think it's a problem for us currently. Albeit I'm looking around. I think it might have just gone too close to below us, possibly picking up remains of what we left down there. Albeit.
How
y'all
healthy is
necessarily
the
hear it or anything too well from here.
y'all work out that. I am gonna go.
I think it's about time we
Keep
make
watch.
moves, no?
I agree
Yeah.
with that, more or less. Otherwise,
Snow cap. You said that this side has more snow. Do you think I can cave it in?
This side has more rocks. The other side has more snow.
This path is smaller. I think caving in this side should be relatively okay. And Sardonyx is going to cast Earth Tremor and then fly up, like right here. Cast Earth Tremor in this space. Fly back.
I am not on the right battle map. Let me see. Okay, sorry. So you were doing your cast. You said Norris is casting. Sorry, what is being cast here?
Earth Tremor here, and then I'm going to fly back here.
Okay, and you're just flying into here. You're not doing anything right there, right?
Huh?
What is this right here? Is that where Earth Tremor is being cast?
Oh
I
no!
I don't know what that is.
I can answer this. That was just me moving, like, just kind of like to like show like, oh, this direction. It was more of a directional thing.
Oh, okay.
I'm
So,
casting Earth Tremor in here, and then
Okay.
retreating this way, because I'm trying to cave in this area, like right where I am.
Okay, I'm gonna check something just to see what you guys see. Okay. I'm gonna say. I'm gonna do this again. Sardonyx, roll a 1d100. Albeit for different reasons.
I feel like I'm doing this the wrong way. Yeah, I did do that the wrong way.
It's okay. Okay, good. So a bit of things kind of fall a little bit. Okay, in this case, the trimmer's kind of significant, and it crackles things a bit. Snowcap, I would like you to roll a dexterity saving throw.
Okay.
Yes.
Don't fuck up.
Tell me if it fails.
It just barely fails.
Okay, then I can roll a d4 and add it to the save.
Oh, okay, it does fail.
Wait, what ability is that?
Okay, okay, let me go and roll a d4.
Oh,
Are you
yeah, okay. So I will move you right here. And what happens basically is this trimmer is enough to kind of loosen things up a bit. And for around right along here, shit starts falling. Okay, and then around here, yeah, okay. Snow and like stuff starts to pack this space. So what essentially happens is it starts to like kind of falter here pretty badly, but this thing goes crazy because there's large boulders stuck in here, and these boulders start sliding down. with the and they kind of start rattling down, like clearly, if there is something at the bottom of this hill, which you know is the area with the door, something might get hit by a rock. Okay. With that in mind, all of you hear a... Oh god, I wish I had this. Do I? Let's see. I might think I do. A unsettling sound amongst, as there's noise and bits that's happening, like things start to fall and definitely still things happening, but as the initial kind of bit of like noise from the avalanche and stuff kind of dwells on you, that's when you hear it. That simple growl. It's a clear and loud growl, but it's also not a full-on roar. Simply a growl. As if to let you know of its presence. Possibly as a warning. Possibly of it showing its dissatisfaction of what you've done. But it's clear as hell that whatever it was something large, or at very least has a very deep, I say deep voice, has a body frame that could produce such a sound. Let's say that.
Just gonna lie back over.
Tell me that was just Drot's stomach grumbling in there.
We don't know where Drot is, and we are here to slay a dragon, I guess.
Wait. Okay. Do you think, like, considering the size of the dragon compared to the ice elemental, do you think that like Snowcap would think it would be the ice elemental or the dragon that would make that sound?
Given the dragon you saw, given the ice elemental, it doesn't seem like a sound the ice elemental could easily do, but it's possible. With a dragon? Possibly. However, given the deepness of it, it could potentially be something else. As in, simply put, I mean, it could be that dragon, but this could also be indication that there might be another dragon. I would like you to roll a... How do I do this? I'll make this a little more exact. Roll nature, or I guess arcana for me. Okay. You could roll survival too. Your choice. You think, as like a natural instinct type thing, that whatever made that noise is something that probably might be bigger than what you saw. Meaning, I think you could then make the prediction that that potentially, what thing you saw, might merely be a young dragon, and that there's something, maybe it's a parent not too far away, and that's what could have made the sound.
Guys, I think there's two dragons. The dragon that I saw definitely did not make that sound.
And how deep is this cavern?
From what I saw, pretty deep.
Okay, I would like, who has a high passive perception?
Me.
Okay.
And Lorna lives.
It's 20.
Okay, you
18.
hear the noise of something. You hear a couple things. You hear the noise of a couple things scurrying a bit. You hear the noise of some things like kind of faltering. You hear the noise of like what almost sounds like. You hear a lot of things. Now, some of you would hear some of the other bits of this, but the main thing that you're kind of able to focus in on, Snowcap, would be that you can hear the noise of something making big, earthy steps, mashing into the snow and pressing against the rock beneath. Since it's snow, this noise is dampened a little bit, but due to the size of whatever's making it, it's certainly clear that it's certainly audible is what I should say.
Yeah.
Albeit, and I would say that possibly could indicate that there might not be as much snow as there is out here as there is inside. If you'd like to kind of get a better idea of some of the other noises you made, you can roll a perception check, Snowcap. However, I will be viewing that as you kind of taking the time to do that, because it seems that it seems that things might be happening, is what I'll say. As in, you can either try to listen in, or you can ready your bow, is what I'll say.
No.
I am not going to roll perception. I'm not doing that. Okay, I'm back at my desk.
Okay. While you're here, and while you're kind of standing here, it starts to kind of hit you. This place is cold, like really cold. And it's not like, you know, it's kind of colder than, you know, where you kind of were walking. If you guys if you guys were here for an hour, it would be rough. Like right here, like the entrance of a cave is like kind of, there's like, I mean, there's a huge, you know, wall of ice practically, but this area is weirdly cold. Not necessarily weirdly cold, but it is either abnormal, I guess normally cold, given the conditions visible. I guess that'd be the best way to say it.
Alright,
Well,
boys.
We've collapsed one side. Let's go.
Do any of you make any moves, or do you stay your ground? All right.
No, I would assume it's fairly safe to say we're probably going to be fighting an ice dragon. Any of you have a good amount of fire spells?
Okay. As you move right there, Yagram, I would like you to immediately roll. So what you see as you move in place, suddenly, right as you kind of move that movement, your eyes meet the creature, and suddenly a huge bit of like smoke, or more so fog, is placed right where you are in a 20-foot radius. Here we go. From around like here. So just barely hitting where you're standing. I would like you to roll a Constitution saving throw.
Ooh. 23.
Okay. Okay, so how do I do this? This dog starts to spread, but since it seems to kind of spawn right as you kind of walk around it, you kind of walk into it. It's not comfortable. This fog is even colder than the surrounding air around it. You are walking into a highly, perhaps pressurized area. It's hard to really tell. But it's like maybe pressurized is the wrong term, but it's a very cold fog. Like uncomfortably so. I would like you to take 6 cold damage.
Damn.
And this area is fog. You cannot. So as you the dragon suddenly becomes not clear to you because this area is now it's fog. You can't really see through it easily. How do I want to save this? And so yeah, you can. I'm gonna give you a choice. Do you want to roll initiative and charge in, or do you want to not?
I'm gonna take a step back as soon as I can, and not start initiative.
Okay.
Just a quick question: how can I make an aura?
If you go into the setting wheel on your character,
Yeah.
if you scroll down, there's auras. Like underneath name, token bar, scroll down, you'll see token auras. Put in the feet, like the shape, circle or square, and then you can change the color. So like you can do it like this, press save, and boom.
Can you stream it real quick for me?
Right click your character, like the token itself.
Okay.
Click
Open character.
the gear wheel and scroll down.
Thank you.
Okay, so what you all see is that Yagram seemed to have gotten up close, and suddenly, right as he either by bad luck or through some other means, something happened, and a blast or just presence of this enticing, icy, frosty fog per se, or maybe mist you could call it, seemed to spew out right in front of Yagram. You could maybe even want to view it as, if you want to think of it as fog caused by dry ice. Actually, wait, no, that would be mild. That would not be a big deal. But yeah, this is clearly this thing just kind of suddenly happened as Yagram's there, kind of almost blocking you in a way per se.
Okay, Ole, just a friendly namer. There's a dragon ahead of us, right ahead of us.
Well,
Just
that's why we're here. I figured as much.
I
But what
know.
are we gonna do about that thing? Does anyone have means to clear a fog?
I mean, you should be able to go through the fog if you have your hand on the wall to guide you.
I don't think that's wise. Considering it wasn't here just a minute ago.
I mean, you guys don't have the same experience with cold as I do. I'm literally immune to it.
Just FYI, anyone within the outer circle gets a +5 to their saving throws. All right. Just
Okay, Jobu's gonna move towards the front here and go into the
Okay, I use that so you can't quite see, but you can keep moving
Yeah.
forward if you'd like. Either way, though, I'd like you to roll. Well, actually,
Did you put on the
I'll
aura?
still have you
I
roll
don't see
con,
it.
but roll con
There's
save.
something. Con save.
You can move through this, by the way.
Okay.
I made this wall of sorts so that it would function. Oh wait, you can already see past it. Wait, maybe?
+5.
Now I can.
Oh, sorry, I made 2. I forgot.
There's like
Well, I mean, you
Yeah.
should be able to see. We're actually in the space, so you should also.
I can't see behind me, but I can see
Yeah, you probably should. Move
ahead.
Right. Are we following Javabu?
Okay, do you have a roll con? Okay, you
Got
Yep.
good. I would say, yeah, take
Nordois,
Yes, Nuka.
you go and
Take
watch the
six
cave
plus
entrance.
and
Are
since
you-
if you have
are
a
you sure?
resistance to cold damage, that's halved.
Someone needs to watch behind us.
Snow
do
cup
I have
immediate
resistance to cold damage? I don't think I do.
At some as you level up, I might give you that. Honestly, if it's probably like level 11 or 12.
Okay.
But,
I do have I mean, I'm not worried about it now. I do have absorb elements available to me as druid. I'm not super concerned about it, but that is I don't think we ever talked about it. That wasn't anything like
it's
in the
more that you
racial.
have the natural like fur and whatnot, so you don't necessarily need to wear a coat to prevent like when it's like really cold out.
Okay. Is this something you want me to add to my character sheet then?
I think we already discussed that a little bit. We could have that in there if you want, but yeah. But in terms of resistance, you do not have frost resistance currently.
Okay.
Maybe that is
Sorry. How much damage did you say?
6.
Okay.
Okay. Anyone who has walked into the subject area again, I would like you to roll a Constitution saving throw.
Okay.
So that'd be Ekram and Snowcap.
I'm also walking in.
Okay.
So
I'm-
Constitution.
Do I still have to roll even though I'm immune to cold and frost damage?
And also, by the way, if you are rushing through this, that's what you do. If you are staying in there, I'm gonna have you roll multiple. If you are like waiting for
Nope.
for a turn per se, like
Oh no, we're
Hmm.
all rushing through, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
okay,
Oh, I was just,
Jimmy
I
Boo.
was just, my thing was I was gonna go like just kind of like, I don't know, just kind of like walk around the wall till I get out of the fog.
Good.
I was not planning on staying there.
you move out, and suddenly you see this like strange, icy creature with its like lower body kind of almost smoky kinda. It's weird, and it seems to kind of lash out at you with a slam. It seems there's a 19 hit.
A 19 does
On
hit.
Java. Wait, I thought it was Javabu.
Oh. On me, yeah. Ian, who's it attacking?
Jevaby's closer than I am. I should be here.
Okay, that's what we
Alright.
roll initiative. And sorry, you take does a 19 hit, Jabu?
Yes, 19 does hit.
Take 12 bludgeoning.
That's the wrong thing. I don't know that.
And
I rolled for initiative.
Has everyone rolled initiative?
Yep.
Sardonyx, roll for Norlis.
23.16.
Okay. Is Norlis' turn first?
I rolled a nat 20.
Yeah.
You have, also
Yeah,
before,
Yagrum
before
gets
you
the
real quick,
first.
I'm also not in the turn
The-
order thing for some reason.
you have to. Did you do it as I? So you. Here, I'll add you. But you have to click your token when you do that. If that doesn't work, let me know. But I will just add you. What did you roll?
18.8. 8. Yeah. I mean, wait. I do it for my character sheet.
I do it from my character sheet.
Well, I know, yeah, we all do. But if you idea is when you have it on your character sheet, if you have your token clicked so that it has like it's selected on the
Yeah.
battle map, and that then will apply it to that token.
Okay.
Okay. So Norlis did not walk into the thing, right? Okay.
Not yet, no.
Okay. Also, I will say, quick thing, Amethyst, you took 4 damage, and Snowcap, you ran through this as well. Did you roll con, Snowcap?
I'm immune to cold and frost damage.
Okay. Forgot about that. Or I didn't forget about. Oh, I wasn't thinking about that actively. But yeah. Okay, so Snowcap seems fine. Yeah, it's Norris' turn. Wait.
Yagrum.
It is Yagrum's turn.
Can I?
Go ahead.
Ian? Ian? Can y'all hear me?
I
Yeah.
can hear you.
I think Ian might have died.
Yeah. Me?
Yeah.
You can hear me?
Yeah. Now we can.
Okay, good. Yagrum, it's your turn.
I'd like to immediately flank, and seeing as he is engaged with Jerubu, I'd like to take 2 great weapon. Yeah, 2 great attacks.
Okay. Right as you're about to make a strike,
Yeah?
you hear a noise from right behind you. Stop and leave.
No?
Do you
I continue my
your
attack.
roll?
I continue my attack.
And assuming you have because of the thing. So yeah, 19 hits.
Damn. Then I'll take my second attack. Jesus.
This elemental looks a little weird to you, but it's just something off that. But yeah, it slices into this thing, likely harming it.
By the way,
And then you slice it again.
the attacks
Oh,
are
wow.
magical.
Damage. Ah, okay.
Attacks are magical.
You do. This
Why
thing
is
looks
Jerubu's health? Oh, no.
like you've mashed into it pretty heavily. It's not like dead by any means, but it looks like you just parts of it have like you have sliced into its icy form, and just portions of its body have just slid off.
Alright. Who's next? And I kind of hold my maul up, trying to keep that thing
Hold
from
on.
moving away.
Hold on.
Okay, Norlis, you go.
Norlis is just keeping watch outside of the cave, so he's not walking through this thing. So you can most definitely skip his turn, because he can't see. Can he? I don't know.
Probably.
I don't think he can. Ian?
Oh, sorry. Could you repeat that? I didn't hear what you said.
Skip Norlis's turn.
Okay, was there a reason?
He is not walking through this. He is actively looking outside of the cave.
Right. What is their passive perception? Was it like? Oh, you said
18.
Okay. All right. They don't see anything so far and don't hear anything coming from that way. Okay, Snowcap, your turn.
So you said the dragon spoke. I'm assuming in common.
Mm-hmm.
About
It
the
seems
voice,
they
is
did.
it like was the voice trying to be like raspy or more kind of like just generally like a raspy voice or like a oh I'm sick.
It didn't sound like a sick voice, but it did sound like it maybe, it sounded odd. It might be that it's just a really raspy voice. But it also could be it hadn't spoken in a little while. It's not certain. It might have had like icicles growing over its mouth. It might have like puffed through that. You're not quite sure. I mean, it doesn't seem to have icicles coming out of its mouth, but
Um, I'm gonna do my um oh where is it? Um, can I quickly like respond to the like a one word response to the dragon and take my turn?
yeah, you could do that.
What? And wait, am I like far enough from the from this thing to not be at disadvantage?
Yeah, you were not within 5 feet of this.
Okay. That means I am going to let me quickly do something. I'm gonna make another attack.
Okay, let me see. It seems to be that. Okay, if you're aiming at this thing,
Yep.
The first attack misses. It seems to be it kind of hits it, but just it seems to be kind of knocked off as the creature kind of moves at a height, like a quick speed, and kind of slids the arrow against its icy body, even though it's missing an arm currently. The second though hits true. Is that just 7 damage?
Yeah, 7 piercing.
Okay. Is that your turn?
Wait, do the bow attacks count as a magical?
That you tell me. If it's a magic item, depending
Yes.
on what are you using the bow? Yeah, if you're using that bow, then yes. You bow bowler, then yeah, it does.
I believe
There's an arrow stuck in this thing's like icy body.
Wait. Hold on. Okay, never mind. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's just my turn.
Okay. Jevaku, your turn.
Okay. I'm going to just start by attacking the guy in front of me with my totem tusks. Take a swing at him. 18 to hit.
That hits.
Okay. He's gonna take five cold damage, and then 13 from rage and bludgeoning.
Alright.
He's still up?
It seems just barely. You mash into it, and it still stands a little bit, but it's really twitching, and some shards of like ice kind of slide off its face, revealing a face. It seems to have like a not a deeply detailed face, but it does have a face. It's like it has a deep frown and looks saddened, as if it's, maybe its life is pain, or maybe you're giving it pain and it does not enjoy what's happening to it.
Okay. I'm gonna take another swing with my tusks. Ooh. Ooh,
Don't forget
24 to
that
hit.
advantage.
How would you like to kill it?
Hey.
Wait, did it say something or something?
I'm just
No,
gonna
it hasn't
charge.
spoken. It just looks sad.
I'm gonna start. I'm gonna start moving through it here, and like I'm gonna just charge through it, and it's just gonna just disintegrate into like powdered snow and like small little ice shards.
Okay.
1, 2, 3.
Based off the angle, as it happens, Snowcap, you actually see its face, and you see a single tear slide off its body and turn into frost as this thing is run through, and its body, like half of its body, just falls off, and the rest kind of collapses and forms into like wispy dust, almost as if like less of a dust and more like a almost like it was a blast of energy that's failed.
Aww.
The proper dragon looks directly at you, Jevabu. Your chance was had. Your others can leave, but you will perish. I wish you to all leave. Is that your turn, Jevabu?
I'm going to. I'm gonna bonus action rage, and then. Oh wait. Yeah, bonus action rage, and then respond. We have come here for the heart of the dragon, and we will not leave until we have it.
Hell yeah.
Okay. In that case,
That's my turn.
I would like. Let's see. I would like Sardonic,
Oh shit, he's
Yagrum,
next.
Snowcap, and Jevabu. The dragon kind of just looks at you. It spoke and its speech was menacing. And it's just, but even then, if it didn't, its mere presence is frightful. I would like you to roll a wisdom saving throw. Norlis does not roll this.
Ooh.
Jivabu, wait, Jivabu, where are you standing? Fuck!
Jobu's standing over here. Okay.
Yeah, I'm.
Yeah, you could have had a +5 to that.
We can't see your aura.
Oh yeah,
Wait,
I
you
cannot.
can't?
No,
Wait,
I
you can't?
cannot.
No, I can't see Yagrom's aura.
Wait, how the
No.
fuck do I do that? How the
If-
fuck do I do that?
Did you change the color of it? The tint color?
I'll make it very apparent.
If I
All
knew,
of
if I remembered
Did-
Yagram had his aura, I would have
Did you
stood
also
back because
input
I'm
the
charging
rating?
dragon though.
And press
Yeah,
save
yeah,
setting? Did
Yeah.
you save it?
Yeah,
Huh.
yeah. 10-foot save, 5-foot save.
Wait, what?
No, wait, 15. It's supposed to be 15 feet.
Do you see my aura?
No?
No.
No.
All right.
What?
roll 20
Fuck.
sucks.
No, fuck.
What?
10 feet. You're right.
Yeah,
It's
I
supposed-
Wait,
Hold
got
on.
you all.
got to
Okay.
be there.
Unless because it's.
Wait, did anyone who moved besides?
No one is
Oh, no,
moving
Oh,
right
I
now,
just
sorry.
moved to
Alright,
see
I-
if the aura was a if the aura was.
Um,
Wait, please don't tell me.
I'm waiting.
No.
Waiting for you guys to give us out so I can continue.
Okay, sorry, you can go ahead. We all did
It,
roll our
I
save.
didn't move in character. It was just to see.
I know,
check
I'm aware of
aura.
that.
I think we're all set.
The creature, you seem to all stand proud. It then seems to walk a little closer and simply opens its mouth. A cavalcade of energy
Good lord.
seems to almost press out, but it stops itself. Rather, it simply moves a little bit closer. It almost looked like it was going to use some type of breath weapon or or something, but it didn't. Rather, it just runs into and lashes at Jevabu. It seems its bite seems to is your AC 16, Jevabu, correct?
18.
Okay, why is it 18? Do you have a shield or?
Tell me why it's at 8.
Actually, I'm only asking because it's not reading correctly on there. It's just 16. It is 18. Oh, because you're. Wait, does it increase because you're raging?
No.
No. Okay. Then why was it
Hang
16
on.
earlier?
Unarmored
Con plus dex.
con. Oh, I have an item. The unarmored gets me to 16. I have cloak of protection. And then where's that other one from?
Either way, it's kind of lashing stylistically against you. You said it was 18?
Hang on. I'm getting 17 right now. I'm going back through everything.
Okay,
Maybe
'cause if it's
Resilient
17,
Hide?
It's hitting you.
It is not 16. It's over 16.
Do you have
Okay.
Resilient
But
Hide?
it's an 18.
Resilient hide. I do not think so.
Okay. Okay, so that's a 17. It was just on your token. It was showing that, so I wanted it was showing 16. I wanted to confirm.
Okay. I think it's 17.
Okay. Well, we can work with that for now. In that case, you take,
This is 17.
26 piercing and 3 cold.
Okay.
And that's before any raging restrictions.
Okay.
So you would have as piercing, I believe. Then it seems to try to claw at you. and that slices into your like side, and then it clutches you again and slices into your the other side of your body, kind of with its head having bit you on your trunk, in between your two tusks. The first claw does 12 slashing, and the second claw does 9 slashing.
Okay.
This massive thing seems to have just rushed at Jevabu and is slicing into you pretty badly.
Okay. You said the first.
The
I
first
took cold.
attack
I said
did
I took
29 damage total, but it did 26 piercing
29.
and 3 cold.
okay.
Up to 13 and 6.
Okay. Okay, I'm taking 30 damage total. Oof.
Okay. And now, okay, that's its turn. Sardonyx, what do you do? Jevabu is not doing too well. They're still standing, but they've taken a beating.
That's dragon. Is it
Its
possible we
eyes
can?
seem to meet yours briefly. But it's you're saying this right after it like lunged into Jevabu, so it's still kind of right in there. Like think of it like this.
No.
Is it possible you can let go of my friend and perhaps we can settle this differently?
Roll persuasion. Well, actually, if I'm gonna roll persuasion for it, I'm gonna view this as your action though. Unless you, yeah, that's fair. I think that's fair.
Yeah.
Talking is normally a free action, but if you're gonna try to make an argument, I feel like that I might, and you want me to actually have your roll for it. It's kind of only fair if I have it use your action.
Damn.
For that, since it's technically
I have
persuasion.
already rolled. You can continue.
Oh wow. In that case, yeah, well, you seem to reach the dragon a little bit. Seeming to, the tension seemed to kind of suddenly lessen. It seems to slightly move off, but not much. It looks like it's not about to bite Jevu's trunk off. It looks like it's almost willing to listen. It seems to look like it might hear you out. What do? You can either continue combat, or you can try to see if things can ease. But if you end combat, I'm gonna say that means if this thing goes after you, you won't have good defenses for it, or you won't be fully ready to defend.
I was just gonna keep talking. I don't think I was gonna end combat. Let's say.
Well, either way, actually, you can continue combat and talk either way.
Forgive our intrusion. But I was perhaps thinking that you can assist us in what we look for without all this unnecessary bloodshed.
I make it clear I do not want you here.
We
Spawn.
We don't wish to be here exactly. We are trying to open Urkreet's door.
I know. Why else would you be here?
Is it possible? I mean not to insult your intelligence.
Wait.
Why should I help you?
Wait, people have been here before to open the door?
Yes. Absolutely.
Has anyone ever tried talking to you?
Absolutely.
Do you know anything about a kobold? You know a kobold anywhere?
Absolutely.
Can you give us a more concrete answer?
Apologize.
For what?
Your rude tone.
Just
My humble
apologize to the man.
My humble apologies.
That is acceptable. What are you willing to give me if I help you in your task?
What would you like?
There are a few things. It seems to kind of step back a little bit. And kind of seems to like move a little bit away from Jevabu. Jevabu, do you lash out at it or do you let it move away?
Jaffable?
Wait, sorry. Did you say do I move away?
And this is
No,
what I'm
it's
really
moving
determined to
away
try to
from you.
continue
He's
in combat.
asking if you're going to take an opportunity attack or not.
Yes.
Oh, no.
Okay, in this case, I'm going to say combat for the time being is paused. We'll at least say that. I'm not going to... I'll let you continue the same turn order potentially. I'll have to think about it.
In the meantime, I'd like to give 25 of my remaining 30 points of healing hands to Javabu.
Okay, I will say this.
Oh.
As you start to move...
How much? Sorry, how much you say?
The dragon...
25.
Wait,
Before you add that in,
25.
the
Okay.
dragon simply
Okay.
says, "Stop.
Yeah?
Stay where you are. I don't want you doing anything that's inconvenient to me."
Healing an injured man is part of my religion. It would be of great inconvenience to me not to heal this
And
man.
what religion is that?
The religion of
Not
Odin.
Any religion.
The religion of Odin. The faith of the All-Father. Father of the Aesir.
So you're a Gresshelmer, I assume.
I am no such man. I'm a wanderer. I seek no
sure.
roots.
Well, within its influence, it's spread to your land, simply.
The wish for knowledge should be in every man's heart. No matter where you're from.
That's reasonable. But knowledge is
I
in
guess.
everything. I will now answer your question, other one.
Mhm.
But first, a question for you.
Sure.
South of here.
Can I move like
You can
I kind of
try.
point over
It might
here.
they might lash out at you if you
Go-
move.
It
No,
said
I'm
hold.
Just ask you.
asking.
It
I'm
just
asking
told
the
you.
dragon.
Just told you to stay where you are, so you can.
No,
Let me know if you do though.
I'm asking the dragon. Can I so it can like talk to you, not so it's easier for me to talk to you.
It looks to you. I was about to move to a different page.
You can trust this one, dragon.
Harengon,
Oh,
move 15 feet forward.
Okay,
Then another
1.
5, so you're standing alongside the orc.
Okay, here. Or
You may
or
move an
here.
additional. You may move closer, up to 10 feet, but you need to do so within 10 seconds.
you said you
Yeah.
okay.
Mighty dragon, may it be of allowance of me to light
No.
up my pipe.
No. Not at all. Do not do
I-
anything.
Is it like gold you want? Is it like
Let
something
me
that we can
speak.
do for you?
I will get to it.
Okay.
Yeah, my question. South of here, there is an island.
Mhm.
I want to know, is that which resides under Mount Flager no longer living?
Montflaker?
I'm afraid that is somewhat true, in a sense, for its flame still does live on.
Oh, interesting. Oh, wondrous. That's what I wanted to hear. It seems their ambitions fell in line with what I was hoping. Skalpuldorf must be dead, though, if what you say is true. However, I think I have an idea of how they achieved what you speak, yet that will not work for me. Amongst those of certain clans, there are items of great worth that can possess and utilize frost.
Mhm.
Potentially, if some have great energies, they could be of worth to me. I need something like the Fire of Surtur, but with frost, to accomplish a task I wish to have. That is one thing.
Mhm.
That sounds like we'll be traveling to Niflheim. Get
Maybe
something like that.
that's something that's impossible here.
Or do you have a way for us to get to Niflheim?
Well, funnily enough, but potentially, I potentially do. For there is a portal to such a place here, amongst the land of Dor, or this realm of Dor, whichever you may call it. What I
I
will
can
say,
barely hear
though,
you, Ian.
well, oh, sorry, you get to me. What I will say, though, and they begin to speak up a little bit. I have many a circumstance befallen me. These witches, these hags here, view me as a mechanism, and I view them as such. But I understand that there may be means I can accomplish things if they are gone.
We're more than
That would
happy to
be of
dispose of
worth to
these
me, and
hags.
then I may open the door that you wish for, or give you the means to. I know such ways. Or I might, or potentially, let's say that. I have some ways I can without doing the assumed.
I'm happy to
Yet,
report the
even if I
death of.
cannot do the assumed via those additional ways, I have other means to achieve what you wish without my own demise. Not that I would accept it lightly if it came to such a thing.
I'm happy to report the death of one hag.
There are quite a few
Indeed.
here, but there are some that would be of necessity to slay in order to really achieve a freer circumstance for me. Let me just uh, um
What task needs to be done with the
well,
power of the
there are,
frost?
let me see, where's the list? Uh got the full, I forget who was given the full list. Oh. Uh there. Okay. Uh firstly, there is Scragilfa. She is of great bother. Uh, I'm sorry, I'm just looking for the correct thing. Here we go. Oh yes, Squargilfa the Wicked. They would be bothersome. But greater, I would say, would be Gritchilda for wet, but even greater than them would be Gretskilba for Frostgraven. Ultimately, I'd say Gretskilba would be who you need to take out. I don't know if Gretchilda is currently here. Beneath them, there are many. I can already sense the death of Harja the Horrid. But I feel, and I'm uncertain about some of the others, but amongst others, there is Brasik the Blue-Skinned, and Volvana the Wretched, and Torment the Frostfinger, and perhaps others, certainly others. Certainly some of the lesser hags have already demised, but those are those which may be a bother. But to make it simple, slay Gritskilba, and whoever ate her here, and that will be necessary for me to help you. Secondly, I wish is what I said. Find me something that can do what I wish, and what I wish should be clear to you. If it is not, I can be more direct.
Please be more direct.
Please, the framework.
It seems to do something strange. It seems to like breathe outly as if it's annoyed with you, but this frost that you see kind of out of his mouth seems to form almost briefly into the shape of a figure, kind of like what you slayed. I can create such things, but they do not last long, and they do not possess souls. Or if they do possess souls, they do not last long. I wish to gain such a thing that could help me do so. I believe there are certain Verkferi that would allow such a thing. What I know is there's a feather, but I also know that there is something amongst the frost pick that should allow such things as well. And there is possibility that something of the Aslo clan could be of use, but I'm not fully certain. Albeit, in regard to that, I was going to be making a deal with Gretskilba soon to test that theory for that item of the Aslo clan.
Wait,
Albeit he would have sent an envoy.
Making deals
Have
with
not arrived
hags.
here.
Not the best ideas.
what's your opinion on Dorak?
I care little for whoever that may be. For who if they are, they must be a recent happenstance. Or their name is not of known knowledge to me.
How do you
Who
think
are they?
the Brookberry would help in making these creatures more? How do I put it?
Sentient?
Yep.
Soulful? I'm being far too relaxed and carefree with you all, I will say that. It's mostly because those words of that of a siren have piqued my interest, that's all. Albeit not
Wait,
in a normative way.
can you repeat that?
Your words, or more so your presence, piqued my interest, that's all. But I want to state something. Firstly, Harangon.
Hmm.
I see what you wield. It is incomplete. If what you seek is its completion, I know how you can do such a thing. But I'm also uncertain if that may potentially be unhelpful to I. For what you seek could also be what I seek. Do you understand?
I understand.
Then you will need to find Gritskilba, for they must have such a thing.
Can I put a note? And
Oh,
if
wait,
it's
let me just make sure I've said the right one. Yeah, that's right. Uh, they mentioned Gretskilba earlier, saying Gretskilba the Frostcraven, for context.
oh, it's more about how to spell it.
Oh, Snowcap, I would like you to roll a, uh, history or, yeah, history check.
All right.
Yeah, you actually know who would know who Gretskilba is. They are one of the hags of this area, but they're a very notorious Bure hag, or a frost hag per se, that has, you've heard stories of such the wicked deeds they've done. They're a fairly significant threat. They're very dangerous, and they're one of the reason these ruins are considered to be a very dangerous place, even more so than such a dragon here. They're quite a bothersome foe, and not just in terms of combat. Their plans and choices are quite devious, and the things they've done in the past have been horrific, including like the freezing of children who stay up too late, and potential other things.
Uh, when the bow is complete, would I be able to come back here and help you with the quest to sentience?
Obviously, assuming that what is beyond that door is of interest to you. But
One
I
of
have
our
to ask, do you really want what's behind that door? Is it worth it?
we saw one of our friends disappear behind there, a kobold.
The kobold is not behind there. The kobold is here. I'll give them to you. Give them unto you quite soon. For hey, I was intending to keep them for some time in order to sort my horde. And they kind of seem to glance down at this big hole. Now, will say this. By making this deal with you, I'm putting myself up to great danger. At least to some extent. I know my bounds. How will you do something, or have a show of your solitude and, well, not solitude per se. Show me your motivation. Prove it to me.
I promise you, we will in fact.
We
Psst.
I didn't say tell me, I said show me.
Us not attacking you should be a fairly good giveaway.
Hmm.
You attacked one of ours, we decided for peace. That's already a pretty decent start, in my opinion.
I guess that is acceptable. I meant more of a cut off a finger or do a flip per se.
Or
Albeit
do A.
specifically the large
to
one.
a flip.
I assume a flip would be quite difficult in that form.
You're a bit loopy.
I can play you a song.
If I dislike the song, I might kill you.
Okay.
For music is only pleasant or irritating to me, nothing in between.
I think I can do a flip.
I said the large one would do a flip. If you did a flip, it would be quite trivial, for it's clear that your physique would allow you to do flips at high speeds, and in terms of normal abilities.
Is it possible I can also move?
You may move, and I have a question for you.
Ask away.
What is your name?
My name is Sardonyx. Sardonyx
Why?
Nymphalis.
Why is that your name?
It's what I've grown up being called.
Your appearance gives other.
I know.
Okay. I will let you go. I will say this. Firstly, the greatest and most fearsome creature here isn't me, nor the hags. These are quite great, but there is something far more fearsome. And even when you think you found it, I promise you, you'll be wrong. For there's something here that's quite horrific. But perhaps you already have hints. For what used to live here still live. And even those might not necessarily be the greatest thing, but circumstances changing. You may either continue up this hill, and I will say, if you continue to the cliffside, downward is the way you may utilize to find such thing as Gretskilba. However, there is another path if you go down the way you came and manage to go down that great hole without dying from the fall. You will also find a means to find Gretskilba. But you must do so soon. I am expecting Gretskilba or her or an underling soon to speak with me to determine an agreement.
Can can I leave something with you?
What do you wish to do?
Sardonyx is going to pluck out one of her feathers and give it to the dragon.
Do you like try to hand it to its hand, or do you try to put it like just kind
No,
of
I guess
leave it in the
I'll
air, or do you
just
try to put it in its mouth a little bit, or pluck it along
I
its scales?
guess I'll just like put it down in front of it.
What is your purpose? I am no ornithologist, nor
If
have I ever been.
if Gritskilda comes, I want you to eat this feather.
I will
That is
consider such a thing, but I fear not Gritskilba. Only in regards to well, I do, but not. It's complicated. I dislike that I have spoken more casually to you as this has gone on. I'm also saddened that I had not used this opportunity to have killed you all, but perhaps, in reality, it is beneficial to me, so I have not.
I because I'm gonna do a lot. You should know my name's Snowcap. What's your name?
My name? Finally,
Mhm.
something of interest. Your deck. The seventh.
I look forward to working with you.
I will say, if we're to make such a deal, I can help you out another way. Well, firstly, I'll get that kobold of yours returned soon. But I can give you other means. I will allow perhaps my daughter to help you in some way, but I'm not certain just of yet. I will have my guard drakes watch you, and if I feel that you have done some admirable work in terms of my ambitions, then I may send them to aid you.
I
There are other things I wish to warn you, but maybe another time I shall, for it is interesting to not know. Leave this place. I'll send the kobold your way.
Thank you, Yevek.
yay, thank you.
You may go. They say as
Uh,
they kind of back up a little bit.
Is it possible you can remove this fog?
Certainly.
It's quite cold.
Oh, wait. You see the fog dissipate, as if blown by winds.
That went slightly better than expected.
Yo, Nautilus.
Yes.
Nornless seems to have not seen anything. Whatever was potentially approaching you never made it here. As in the hag down beneath, if it was approaching you.
Should
Do you guys go up the slope or down the slope?
I think it's possible we go up, no?
They gave you two potential options of how you can kind of go around this place. And so just what do you guys go? Up or down? As in down would mean you guys end up going down the big pit. Up means you, well, somehow go down the cliff.
Um,
I say somehow. It could be that there's like, like a basement
Sardonyx is going to
or some
want to
other
go
means.
up. That's what she's saying. I say we go up.
Okay.
I trust your judgment on that?
Ditto.
Yes.
Okay. You guys begin to move. So you guys leave the thing area and you start to continue onward. As you kind of move farther away from this area in this direction, despite how your elevation and things, the snow actually seems to decrease like a lot. Like it becomes light, like more of a normal conditions for like where this would be and given the time. There is a bit of like maybe a mile. It's still snowing, but the like as you kind of like well, how do I say this? As you kind of get to the top, it really doesn't seem to be as intensive as you saw previously. Um, as you keep going, this is a fairly linear kind of route anyway. Like as in, there's not it's kind of open and there's a clear, not really a path per se, but there's a clear direction to go, which is just straight. And as you continue, you finally get to a kind of a spot where you can kind of see in the distance, around 500 feet ahead of you, is what looks to be some type of structure. Maybe a temple or like church or a house or not a house, but maybe a fortress. It's hard to tell exactly what it is from a distance, but it looks a little more temple-y than a full-on castle. But it's clear it's made of stone. Do you approach the structure?
Wait, can you repeat that?
Do you approach the structure?
Uh,
What do you mean before that?
yes, go first.
Oh, sorry. The essentially 500 feet away from your current position as you kind of climbed up. Wait, assuming you guys all went that way. I didn't hear much input from other people. But
I
assuming you
think
guys
we all
did,
decided to go up the slope.
okay.
Yeah.
You would see, a temple of sorts. It could be or maybe some type of, well, whatever it is. It seems to be a stone building of some kind,
Mhm.
which seems to have glass windows, albeit almost all of them seem to be heavily cracked or like heavily broken in. As there's bits of glass remaining on the windows, but they look like they're, mostly broken, if not fully broken.
I'll
Do you
approach
approach?
the structure.
Okay.
Before we approach the structure, can we as a party talk a little bit? Since
Sure. Yeah.
Yagram, I was fully expecting you to straight up attack the dragon.
That seems like a mischaracterization of me. Don't get me wrong, I'm fully intending on killing that thing once we have everything we need from it. But for now, it seems like I can do as a service.
Hey, that dragon has my promise.
Not mine.
Me too.
We should try to keep our word.
I've always kept my word.
So we're gonna let a big white dragon just live.
Pretty much, yes.
Yeah.
You do understand that those things are omens of destruction.
Yet it
Horrible,
did not
horrible.
destroy us.
It's not doing a lot of omening right now.
Yeah, right now, it's a dragon. They sit on the horror shit until they feel, I feel like I should destroy something, make it mine, ruin people's lives. Keeping a dragon around is just shit luck for everyone involved.
That's not true.
Show me one civilization that thrived under the rule of a dragon.
Could say the same thing about could say the same thing about sirens, could say the same thing about orcs, could say the same thing about Harrigons, you could say the same thing about humans, you could say the same thing about
Yeah, the thing is, most of the time when either one of those does something like that, they usually either get usurped by someone who tries to do better, or they end up collapsing in on themselves. Because eventually they just, the chain doesn't hold it anymore. There's a revolt, and then there's a big fight, and then there's a lot of death. The problem with dragons is revolting against that is very difficult for most people. A king is only made of flesh and bone. A dragon, same thing, just a lot stronger.
Despite this, I still have no means to kill that dragon. What can I say? I'm a lover of mystical creatures.
why why fight a battle you know you're gonna lose?
Because unlike most people, I believe that with all of our help together, we might actually be able to take it down. We are a group of fairly powerful individuals, especially if everyone fights with each other.
I understand where you're getting at, but I
There's
still
one
have no
missing
means to
component
fight
to
that
will the fight.
dragon.
What?
Only you seem to want to kill the dragon and not keep up on the promise.
I didn't give a fucking word. I'm a paladin. I take my oaths very seriously.
Well, he does
And
have
I
a
did,
point.
and I did not give a single word towards that dragon. That he didn't ask me. That is his mistake.
But I did. And I've kept my word. Every time.
So that means you wouldn't be in the fight. Snowcap, I'm assuming you wouldn't be either.
Yeah, I also gave my word.
Of course you did. Be more careful with your words. Alright? Give it to people you can trust. Give it to things you can trust. A dragon is not something you can trust.
I
Far
trust
away
it.
from it. That's foolish. Incredibly so.
Call it what you want. I have 3 Frost Salamanders back at home that have all trusted me.
They're salamanders. They have the IQ of a rock.
Mm,
Are you gonna say that about Glub Glub?
Look, all I'm saying is if that thing is going to stab us in the back, please, please listen to reason and attack it as much as you can or get the hell away. Do not try to reason with it. Do not try to convince it. It is a dragon. It is... In its eyes, we are not but cockroaches in its domain.
I can assure you this. Once someone has broken my trust, they won't live to see another day.
I certainly hope so. I certainly hope so.
I mean, we did. I mean, we do trust you.
Yes, and so far I've healed you, defended you, shared rations, tried to heal Nonetheless of his ailment. I know I'm not perfect. I know I have a temper. But if you trust a dragon over me, that's an issue. Doesn't feel like something you should talk to some professionals about.
I believe most things in this world deserve trust. That's how you make allies.
Fair enough. Alright. Enough of my solemn jaunting. How do we
We
continue?
got we have some of the same goals to killing that hag.
Mhm.
We also could use an ally in the fight to Doric. I trust the dragon. I suddenly look, kind of snap my neck to my left, and just kind of give a quick nod, and it kind of acknowledge meant and just turn back.
Well, I say we keep moving, no?
How you'd say you take your promises seriously, right, Yagram?
Yeah. It gives me my powers.
How about this? You make a promise to me to not betray the dragon.
Very cute idea, but I'm sorry, that's not gonna happen. Tell you what. I'll make this promise. If the dragon keeps his word, does not harm us in any way, shape, or form, I will use any needed amount of violence against it. Now, if he's completely peaceful, I don't need any violence. If he gets snappy, I might get a little bit of it. Now, if he starts to openly attack us again, that's when it's no bar's hold. How does that sound? I will not act out. I will behave as long as
So, pretty much what I said about not betraying the dragon's trust.
Yes, except for the fact that I do not trust that thing one bit. I'll behave, but I'll be suspicious. Fair?
Repeat the words, I will not betray the dragon's trust, and shake my hand.
I will not betray the dragon's trust as long as he does not betray ours, and as long as he behaves in a tempered and good, intentional manner. And he shakes.
Close enough.
I just had a little bit of fancy talk. Alright.
Ian, we approach the structure.
Yeah.
All right. Let's see. Yeah, put your characters at the front over here. Or I'll drag you guys down.
Wait,
We're up here.
bottom?
This.
Come on.
You see the place you enter is seemingly quiet. There's, bits of, you can hear the snow kind of fall a little bit. Well, barely, if anything. Otherwise the place seems, when I say empty is the wrong term. There seems to be two large statues of dwarves of all things. But their poses seem a little weird, but they seem still. Around you, there are several corpses. There's a hag. There are these straight little construct things, and then looks to be a large ogre of sorts. But the ogre seems to have various wounds and looks to be in a very state of decomposition, which seems a little odd, but not too odd.
I want to check what the hag has on her body.
Okay, yeah. The hag has a seemingly a bag full of rabbit ears and hearts, which probably also came from rabbits or maybe squirrels or possibly hares. Albeit most of if you look deeper, it looks to be a lot of the rabbit ears are actually hare ears. It's complicated, but yeah, well, not complicated. But it looks rabbit and hare parts in a bag. Albeit mostly ears and hearts.
Jeez, is she trying to make rabbits or some shit?
You also find a crooked but broken staff, and which has some clothing. And not too much else. I say the hag does.
Just kind of throw the bag out, toss it this direction, kind of out the window.
Roll a athletics check. Let's see. Can you see? That would be based off your location. Can you throw it 40 feet?
Based on what?
Would this be based off of I guess athletics, or actually, unless you feel like there'd be a better way for you to do that. Like if you wanna, you can maybe argue acrobatics, maybe.
I would do I would do after.
If you do acrobatics, I'm expecting you to do like some funky thing with it, like do a flip or something.
Athletics, but I think it maybe should be at advantage because I am like
Let me see.
it is kind of my strong suit of.
Yeah. Yeah, go for it, I guess. Wait, throwing's your strong suit, or handling rabbit stuff's your strong suit?
I was just doing stuff at a range. I mean, what am I?
I guess, but well, the difference is using a bow and using a shot put are two different things by a lot in terms of like the musculature needed. I think. I mean, I could be wrong.
I was more talking about aim and stuff.
Yeah, I guess, but it's less about aiming and more about being able to throw at the distance. But yeah, okay. Well, I mean a little bit. You could justify it. Well, I have a hard time giving you advantage on throwing an item just because you're a ranger, especially when it's like a bag of stuff.
Wait, how heavy is it?
I mean, I'm gonna say it's got a lot of stuff, so I'll say it's like a pound. Not too bad. I don't have a good reason to do this, but I'll let you roll advantage. Just this once. I'm not
Okay.
setting a standard. And I'll say your will. Okay, I'll say your spirit and will of not wanting to have, you know, parts of rabbits with fear because it makes you feel weird about yourself and about the world and makes it's saddening. Well, I mean, since you're a rabbit person, whatever, or functionally. And yeah, I'd say you actually managed to throw it past the area, not having it not like mash into the glass or anything. It seems to go into the snow and possibly rattle down a hill. Okay. While you're doing that, Sardonyx, you seem to see a very intricate dragon statue. Do a religion check. And anyone else who's looking at it, you can also do a religion check.
I think this is Yeardrick the First.
You can guess.
I did my religion check.
Okay. This is most likely not a dragon you saw earlier, but Fafnir. What you would know about Fafnir is they are a powerful dragon, or only in this case a frost dragon, and they who lived a long time ago and still likely possibly do live. There's a famous story that involves their defeat, but whether that's fully true or if they were truly defeated isn't necessarily clear. Albeit most people typically believe the idea that they've been destroyed because they just think it was a little tale. However, what can be said is that they were at one point not a dragon, but a dwarf, who became a dragon through certain means. You would also know just basic stuff, is that in terms of your relations, that Kolbagi seemed to have a connection with this entity in some way or another. Wait, I'm trying to remember actually how heavily it was said. To some degree, you don't know to the extent. But they seem to have mentioned Fafnir. I think. You weren't quite sure, Snowcap. And Yagram, you wouldn't go quite get as much, but you'd get most of that. You would know like that the statue is a Fafnir.
Well, I'm guessing this is the statue that the door was referring to. Do we keep going?
I mean, what are these things supposed to be?
What things?
This.
Oh, these?
They look like
I would say
shapes.
that those would be old braziers to light a flame.
Hmm.
Where they look fairly old and not in use. There's a bit of charcoal on some of them from years ago.
What's is this thing on the table? Anything?
It looks to be a long wooden tablet of some kind. It's not in the best condition. It seems to rot a little bit, but does seem to have writing on it. The writing seems to be in a mix of. Well, I say that. Actually, I take it back. It's not in bad condition. I take it back. It's in good condition. It is a wooden tablet with some paper of some kind. Maybe not perfect great paper, but kind of emblazoned onto it. And the writing appears to not be in common. It almost looks like there's two different languages present. What languages do you speak, Javabu?
I
Or
speak
read?
Common, Druidic, Elvish, Giant, Primordial. Do I recognize?
No, it doesn't seem to be any of those.
Okay. I'm gonna hand it over to Snowcap.
Snowcap, what languages do you know?
Again, Elvish, Giant, Common, Beast, but I'm gonna take it anyways.
Yeah, you don't see Can we see any of those? What I will say is you notice it doesn't really have. Okay, despite what the visuals are, it doesn't have snow on it or much, and kind of doesn't look like it was. It's. Firstly, it kind of looks like something that could be rolled up in its form. It has like a wooden thing to it, like a wooden frame, and the frame does actually looks a little like more like it's been here a while. But the inner piece of it, like the wood that rolls up with the paper on it, looks like it hasn't been here for very long. Like it doesn't have any dust on it, no snow, it doesn't look waterlogged or anything like that.
Sardonyx, you're a scholar. Can you take a look at this?
Sure, I do wish to keep pressing ahead, but let me take a look at it.
Something's odd. Like there's
What
no
languages do you
snow
speak,
on this.
Sardonyx?
Huh?
So what languages do you read?
I can read Common, Giant, Primordial, Undercommon, Siren. I can also
Excellent
read whatever
choice.
language I decide.
It's none of those. I mean, it could be, or it'll be other languages that could potentially be if you have.
I will cast Comprehend Languages using my Staff of Charming.
You know, it is in both. Portion of this is in the Sylvan language, and a portion of it is in Draconic.
Mm-hmm.
What this appears to be is a grouping of essentially both a prayer, and the prayer is rather simplistic, and then towards the end of it, it seems to mention a task, and this task seems to be something about giving onto Fafnir a blade for its hoard to make up for my failings. And then I'm bringing it down here. It says, "This blade is of great power and worthy to be sent to such an entity as yourself."
I'll be reading all of this aloud, by the way.
And then a final stanza is, "For a Verk fairy it is, but one of, and also, I say, yes, sorry, a Verk fairy, but it is, but one of the greatest." That was in Draconic. Then, and I would say some of us, and then the initial prayer was in Sylvan, which is just rather simple, nothing too crazy. Then there is a final stanza beneath that, a little bit, like a good couple inches beneath that, in Sylvan, which simply reads, "For the man with the mask of wood knows not my full knows not the full intentions, but they agreed to this in a general understanding." For they believe that it is safer under your care, even if they do not know the full extent of what you are. This seems not to be the first time they've done such a thing. And that's all that's written.
Well, very interesting piece.
But why is it like not like there's no snow and there's no water damage on the?
I genuinely can't say. Only guesses.
You can
Someone had it on them,
you can
and
roll
they
insight.
recently put it down.
You could roll you could do a perception check. It's given the qualities of it, it's likely it was recently put here within the last like day, maybe the last hour or two, maybe even more recent than that. Maybe the last 20 minutes. You're not really sure, or maybe at 20 minutes per se, but maybe last like 40 minutes or so.
Well, we do have a task at hand, no?
Yeah, I say we continue onward.
Okay.
Is everyone in agreement, or do you guys
Did anyone
wish
have
to do
any additional
something
questions
here?
about the area, or need to identify anything or look at anything? Also, I'd say, as you guys do this, finally, up in from the snow from here, a drought would appear. And you guys they would join up to you, and then you guys continue onward.
A kobold
You
buddy.
Buddy.
You finally continue a bit further,
Mhm.
and find yourself in an area that doesn't have snow. You make it to the cliffside. You can put yourselves down if you wish.
My little drottling.
And that is where we're going to end.
If Drott ever has kids, they should be called drottlings.
Well, actually, I'll give you an option. We can either end now, or I can give you guys another 30 minutes. But I don't want to go too far when we're missing two people. But there is
I
some
think
things
we
you could
should end
do.
now.
I think that would be reasonable. Like, I mean, I guess you could do a full extent. But if you guys are full intent is to jump, then I'm gonna have you guys wait till next session.
Okay.
So, which is you want to end
I
now,
didn't
or
even
do you
know
want to
jumping
go?
was an option.
I mean, it could be. I mean, if you have certain means to, you could try.
I mean, how deep is the hole?
How deep is what hole?
Where we're gonna jump off? Or better said, how deep is the cliff?
It's a ledge, yeah.
I'm probably gonna be like, how deep is the well?
Oh,
But-
wow.
Mm.
Question still, man.
Wait,
How long?
based on my map, I guess we can make an average now. Would Sardonyx be able to? Would you like me to roll something? Have
Roll
studies
what?
said how long the drop is? The cliff drop from here to the bottom?
You could try to look and determine.
Okay,
I'd say
I'll do that
perception
real
or
quick.
maybe intelligence. But you have to get to the east side to see.
Uh, I was gonna just use my map. No?
You can try. It's again, what you would know is it's not perfect.
Okay.
It's not meant to be like a fully accurate, like in terms of abs, like it's not meant to be to scale fully. But either way, it makes it seem like if you got to the very bottom from the very top, you would almost certainly die. It looks to be hundreds of feet.
Okay, I'm
But
just
well,
looking at
actually, if
this
you're not
one.
looking at it, you might not know that. If you're looking purely at the well, I mean, it would still kind of seem like hundreds of feet from the image you have, though.
Mhm. Okay. I don't mind waiting until next session to figure out what we're going to do.
Okay, is everyone good with that or no? Otherwise,
Yeah.
you can investigate the area. Otherwise, we can end here. Okay.
It's
We'll
a
end
good
here.
spot.
I think we should end here.
I'll leave it on this to give a little hint, and we'll end here. Who would like to go first with blue points? Oh. Let's see. I'll send the thing to Titus.
I'll go first with boom points. I'm gonna give mine to Sardonyx for the earth tremor. Earlier trying to use the earth tremor to cause that collapse. That was the thing that got things going, I think, at the start of the session. So cool use of that spell for that.
Who would like to go next?
Okay,
Anyone?
I'll give mine to Sardonyx for a different reason. Uh, um, for the fact she went out and like I didn't really expect her to go like try to stop combat with actually no, it wasn't that like that much unexpected. I was trying to talk to the dragon, and I'm very glad we talked to the dragon. She also started like in a way she also started a lot of stuff in the session, not only with the as Jebabu gave his point to Sardonyx for the earthquake spell,
Ooh.
but she also did it in a different way, help kickstart the session.
We listen to all the reasons. These are good. Who'd like to go next?
I would like to give my blue points to Snowcap.
Yippee.
Mainly for like what he was asking the dragon. Yeah.
That's reasonable. Actually, I was gonna actually okay, but I was gonna be like I was going to not exactly, but that covers the reason I was gonna give one to Snowcap. Yagan, would you like to go?
Yeah, I'll give one to Jevabu.
Okay,
Mainly
what reason?
for being able to tank a fucking dragon's multi-attack. I find that pretty
Once.
impressive. Yeah, still. That's once that you, a naked mammoth, tanked a fucking dragon.
Naked man. Yeah.